Alright, hello internet. Today I wanted to talk to you about a possible theory in One Piece. This one isn't one that I necessarily 100% agree with, but I have seen it a lot of places, and I just wanted to give my opinion on it. So the theory is Rodger, Goldie Rodger, alive? Now, like I said, I don't necessarily agree with this, but I think there is evidence that it's possible. So I just want to cover that because I have seen this theory from multiple people and hadn't given it much thought until recently, but I think that it is possible, so I want to go over why. So it wasn't really until, 819 or 820, chapter 819 or 820, that I thought that this might actually be possible, and that's because of what Momonosuke said. When Nekomamushi was talking with Luffy about Rodger, and Lord Odin's relationship with Rodger and all that stuff, Momo said, "Oh, I was really young, but yeah, I remember that guy." And as we know, Oda doesn't really put things in accidentally. Like, I thought it was really weird that it was just kind of brushed off because it seemed like it's not a joke that Oda would put in if he's just going to brush it off. So there might be something to it, and maybe it's just that Momo remembers stories of it. Maybe like people looking into it too much, and that's probably it. But I thought it was interesting, so I want to talk about why it's possible Rodger is alive. So that's the first one, that Momo says he remembers him. And unless Oda's doing something where Momo's not actually a tiny kid, then there has to be another reason for it. So we're just going to start with that Momo met Rodger. So how is this possible? As we know, so let's start with Oda's foreshadowing of various events, specifically through Usopp's lies. As we know, we've seen multiple times that Usopp's lies came true. And we saw this with Cerberus, we saw it with the goldfish, we've seen it with him calling himself King of the Snipers, and now starting and then getting the title from the world government, yada yada. We've seen it in a lot of places that Usopp's lies come true. And Usopp said, sorry, I thought my phone was ringing. Usopp said to his mom, it's one of the first lies we heard him tell, that there's a cure for every disease. If all of Usopp's lies are going to come true, why not that one? So as we know, Rodger had what Rayleigh described as an incurable disease that even Dr. Crocus couldn't cure and could only subdue the pain of. So we know that, and then we go to Drum Island, and the doctor took care of Chopper. Helic said, I think that's his name, sorry if I got that wrong, said to Chopper there's a cure for every disease, and then it was kind of proven at the end of that arc because of the cherry blossoms, and Chopper says the silent's been cured, yada yada. So we've seen Oda mention a cure for all diseases, and we know that they're about the Oppi Oppi no Mi and their immortality operation. So as we know that it is possible to, and with Kaido's described as immortal, so we know there is something that could possibly lead to immortality other than just the Oppi Oppi no Mi. So then looking at Rodger's conversation with Rayleigh, his last words to Rayleigh were, "I'm not going to die, my friend." And I think we all took that as, when it was said originally, as a reference to Helic's speech, that a man doesn't die when he is killed, but rather when he's forgotten. And I still honestly, personally think that's what it is referencing to. But in this light, I just want to look at it as possibly Rodger's alive. So how's this possible? Other so or not how is it possible? I already covered. What could this mean? So if Rodger's alive, where is he? So if we know if he's alive, he's seen Momo, but he's either in hiding or captive somewhere, and we know he gave up himself to Garp and Sengoku and the Navy in order to save his crew. Rodger, as described by Garp, is a man who his crew respected highly and who would would wipe out armies to protect his crew. So it wouldn't make sense that he would then try and escape and ruin that pact he had made with the Navy to protect his crew. So I assume that he's likely still in captivity if he is alive. So where? I think it could be Marijoa, the national treasure that Doflamingo mentioned. Why? Because Doflamingo is the source we first heard about the immortality operation from, and he's the only person that's mentioned the treasure of Marijoa. So it's possible that they're connected, and that Rodger had the immortality operation performed on him, and then is being kept in Marijoa. Now, this isn't the only possibility. He could be wandering the seas, or it could be some form of Haki awakening, Devil Fruit awakening, something like Brook's Devil Fruit, that's kept him alive and wandering, but not in physical form, and that's how Momo's met him, but doesn't really know. So I just wanted to talk about this theory, because I think it's really interesting, and if Rodger is alive, it could mean big things for the series, because maybe when Luffy finally gets to Raftel, or when he breaks into Marijoa and finds that national treasure and it is Rodger or something, we'll see Rodger, and maybe Rodger, people are talking about a second time skip. Maybe Rodger's the one that teaches Luffy during the second time skip. So I just think it would be interesting if Oda did do this, but again, I don't personally think that this is realistic. I think that that there's another explanation for why Oda had Momo say that he remembers Rodger, and likely has something to do with Haki, or just that Lord Odin told him stories and he confused it with actual events because he's heard so much, or maybe he just wanted to sound like a more important person than he is. But let me know down below what you think about the theory, and what you think it might mean for the series if it's true. So until next time, stay classy, Internet.